Welcome to CATtheMinion YouTube channel. My name is Teresa, but you can call me Cat. I'm doing card of the day. I did not do card of the day yesterday because I have been burning the candle at both ends and feel like crap. But it's a sunny day today, so we're gonna get a card. Alright. I feel like Barbara Walters. I have this like sfumato. This light makes me look like I'm 15. Turn back the clock 20 years. Good card. Oh. Oh! Two cards. This one first. Okay. Beauty Way, number 4. Okay. No, I guess we'll see what this other one is first. Oh, of course, the Medicine Wheel. And it's actually upright. Most of the time I get this card, it comes out upside down. 35. I almost said 10. It's not correct. Okay. So we have a doubling. 4 and then 8. I know what these are, but I'm going to skim the book just to make sure. I'm not going to read it, though. I'm just going to skim it real quick. You can just sit here and look at me read real fast. Oh. Keywords all up in there. Okay, so let me check out the Medicine Wheel. Like I said, I know what these are, but I just want to skim it real quick. Oh, I opened back up to it. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, we all know in general that the wheel indicates movement. Now here in the Medicine Wheel, it's more of a specific journey. Now we have this 8 idea, which is often strength. Let me bring this over here so it's... There we go. 3 and 5 together is 8. I think Herbie was number 53, and I remember one of the sequels, the little kid called him Ocho. But there's big old kitty cat here. Strength. My music deck, my strength card is El Condor Pasa by Simon and Garfunkel. Like I'd rather be a hammer than a nail. There's also, I'm thinking this deck, the hummingbird, which is up top here, you can barely see him, is also representative of journeying. But we have the eagle here for perspective, being able to see everything that's going on. And then the snake here, balancing your energy system. Now, the very fact that the wheel turns, or rather spins, remember everything in the universe is spinning. It's what creates, or maybe the duality creates the spin. But either way, there's spin in the universe. It creates an information feedback loop. So it has to do with learning, has to do with propulsion, it has to do with connectivity and energy. It's like the singularity and being attached to everything. But it's also movement. So there's this constant flow, and that's what it means to be on a journey. Okay. Additionally, you have 3, which would be the Empress in the major arcana, and the 5, which would be the Hierophant. So that would ultimately be downloads of the numinous proclivity. That's not the word I wanted. Numinous downloads. Yo, get into it. The beauty way, while you're out there on your pilgrimage, it literally says in the book, stop and smell the roses. And instead of a hummingbird on here, there's like a dragonfly. Did you know, like hundreds of millions of years ago, dragonflies were 3 feet wide? Helicopter. I also think it's interesting that this has this big lotus looking goddamn thing on here, because to me that's very much that flower of life, which is actually the structure of the vacuum, which is what creates, or what's like embedded in that idea of movement, of spin, of balance. So that's all I want to say about that. Let me see what's on the bottom of the deck. Of course it's a 12. 48. The Sorcerer. Now he's got this rainbow here. It's got this sort of like a little bit of Doppler whatever going on there. And if I remember correctly, the Sorcerer can be seen with negative connotation. It's manifestation, but it's forced instead of allowing things to move into place as they're supposed to be. So let me just skim that real quick. Sorcerer 48. And this one I might actually read some of it out loud. Symbolizes unconscious beliefs and ideas that foster separation, conflict, and scarcity. What does that sound like? Oh, see, you have only forgotten that all beings are interconnected and the universe is abundant. That is like literally what I was saying a minute ago. Challenge you to change your thinking given a second chance. Course correction, okay? So, the journey of getting to this place of strength and balance does involve the shadow work. You know, it's like you can't force yourself to the top of the mountain essentially by being a douche. And in order to I want to use the word renormalize. I think they use that in physics. They're like, we're just gonna pretend that these other aspects don't exist, and then the math will work out okay. It doesn't work out okay. So, one way to help clear the scum out of your energy system. You know, it's like if you're like and you climb on everybody and kick them in the face while you're trying to jump on their shoulders to get where you want to be in life. Essentially, if you think of your body as like an energy vessel, what's gonna be in it is this like sticky, gross, oily scum. It's like if you have driven like 10,000 miles and haven't changed your oil, you take that little bolt thing out of the bottom of the oil pan, and it's like the La Brea tar pits coming out. That's what your energy is like when you're in that what's mine is mine and what's yours is mine kind of energy. And 48 combined would be the Hanged Man. So it's, I mean, 4 and 8 is like strength and the Emperor, but it's like saying you win by brute force alone, not by creating a pattern of flow. Because if you bust your way through, you're gonna get a path. But if you create this flow of energy and journey, you'll get this fractal pattern that radiates out forever and ever on all scales. And that way you can move wherever you want just by gliding in there. But if you do it by force, every time you turn around to go somewhere, you have to hack through like a jungle again, essentially. So in that way, it's like sooner or later you're going to end up with your foot tied up to a vine hanging off a tree until you get a clue by 4. So here, when you're on the journey, the way to balance out that like competitive, me first, win at all costs, destructive, hateful energy is really to tap into nature, which is where this comes in. It's like replacing that combative 4 with a like it's like literally stopping to smell the roses. It's like aromatherapy kind of. It's like it changes the chemistry in your brain, but it's also about noticing things. It's like, I don't have time for your bullshit flowers. But here it's like, whoa, there's a spiral pattern in there that I've never seen before, and then all of a sudden it's like new folds in the brain and this sort of it's kind of like in The Water Boy, it's like, why are the alligators so ornery? It's like, because of the medulla oblongata. And instead of just like snappy, snappy, chompy, chompy, it's like, oh my god, like a double rainbow, like, oh my god. So, that's what's really happening with these cards. It's, I have an itch, like right, I don't want to touch my face right now, I gotta practice. It's so itchy. Is there anything else? Oh, I did want to break down the 3 and the 5 in terms of the minor arcana. So the 3 is, it's like, it's kind of like a restart. I'm thinking of the, okay. So it's broken heart, architectural plans, ships coming in, and party all the time. So it's like, it's that it's like it's like a snowball that starts to roll down a hill. It's not, you're not like, ooh, let's get the project going, let's start it up. It's just kind of like, just kind of starts falling down somewhere. It's like part of a structure. And the 5 has to do with change and movement. It has to do with a lot of, I mean, most of the 5s are kind of negative in connotation. It's it's like, it's a feeling of lack, feeling of left out, combat immaturity. Yeah, it's, so it's like, this pairing is kind of like, if I don't force my way in, I'm not gonna be able to. It's like getting in the initial public offering of a company. It's like you're gonna elbow somebody in the face so that you don't miss out on that opportunity. But it's not really necessary. It's like, it's kind of like that sort of initial about to roll down the hill on its own, combined with this like uh, adrenaline need to move. Is what creates, it's kind of like what creates the need to start the journey, really. It's like, I can't just sit here and be frustrated. I need to go. But these cards are all upright, and so it really is taking the time not to get to the next checkpoint. I gotta do it in time. I'm gonna beat that next boss. I'm gonna get to that checkpoint where I can like ring the thing and save my game and go back and like beat it as fast as I can. That's not the point. The journey is the journey because you're supposed to appreciate it while you're on it. Alright, so I think that's getting kind of long. So if noise. If you want to, oh my god, my stuff. If you want to order a reading, you may do so. I have PayPal, Cash App, and Venmo. You can donate if you want to. I have art in forms of merch and prints and coloring books. And I have actual art that you can buy, although I don't know if people are going to want to buy the real stuff right now, because I don't know if things should be like shipping in the Germany situation that we're in, but we'll see. I have it. It's there. And also, if you want to inquire and you don't feel comfortable going to the description box of my infomercial video for this information, which is listed also below, or the link to it will be, you can email me thecatcamebackatcamp@gmail.com, and I will get you the list of readings. And these other links too, just for funsies. So they vary in price, and I have a handful of them. Yeah. Alright, cool. Bye.